In my opinion, Victorious is the best show on Nickelodeon to this day. But, you know, I was always confused as to why it ended. I don't even remember the last few episodes.
Most people remember Victorious as
nostalgic
a colorful
deep dive
Nickelodeon
posted this
sitcom
video
about music,
explaining
fame, and teenage dreams. It felt bright, energetic, and chaotic in a way that perfectly described the 2010s.
I know niggas gonna say iCarly. I don't want to hear that.
For a lot of viewers, it wasn't just a TV show.
It could be in the top 5.
But what a lot of people don't remember is how suddenly it ended.
Though.
One moment, the show was airing new episodes, and the next, it was simply gone. There was no slow build-up to a finale, no graduation episode, no real goodbye, and no clear explanation. The characters never officially moved on, and the story never fully closed. And over the years, that silence turned into rumors about cast drama, network politics, and behind-the-scenes decisions Nickelodeon never fully explained. As time passed, speculation filled the gap where answers...
I also swore, I used to think that she was like a real, like, she was the Ariana Grande.
Should have been.
She wasn't.
Today,
they intended
we're
it, clearly.
Down what really happened to Victorious, why it didn't get more episodes, what rumors are actually false, and how one of Nickelodeon's biggest shows quietly disappears at its peak.
Subscribe to both of us, truly.
When Victorious premiered in 2010, it immediately felt different from other Nickelodeon sitcoms. Instead of focusing on a simple gimmick, the show was set at Hollywood Arts High School, a place where creativity wasn't just encouraged, it was the entire point.
Good show.
The show followed students who sang, acted, danced, played instruments, and performed constantly. This gave Victorious something most Nickelodeon shows didn't have: flexibility. Any episode could suddenly turn into a performance or a musical moment. At the center of the show was Tori Vega, played by Victoria Justice.
I hate giving that nigga credit.
Tori was talented but unsure of herself, constantly being thrown into situations she didn't feel ready for. She acted as the audience's entry point into the chaos of Hollywood arts. Then there was Kat Valentine, played by Ariana Grande. Kat was sweet, unpredictable, and exaggerated in a way that instantly made her stand out. Over time, she became one of the most recognizable characters on the show. Jade West brought intensity and edge. Beck Oliver represented effortless cool. Andre Harris grounded the group musically. Robbie Shapiro provided awkward humor. And Trina Vega delivered unapologetic chaos. Together, the cast felt strangely balanced. That chemistry mattered because Victorious wasn't just about jokes. It relied heavily on relationships, rivalries, and...
Didn't somebody say they was always drinking, or they was like drunk in most of the scenes or something?
Creative tension between characters, which kept people invested beyond just comedy. Music played a huge role in that investment. Unlike most sitcoms, Victorious regularly stopped everything to let characters perform full songs. These weren't just background moments.
They needed a Hannah Montana.
The show released multiple soundtracks, and those soundtracks charted.
Literally, I think that was the competitor.
Memorized them, and associated them directly with the characters. The music gave the show a life outside of television. This is important because when people talk about Victorious ending, it's often framed as if the show was declining. In reality, it wasn't. Engagement was still strong, and the fan base was very much alive. So when Nickelodeon confirmed that Victorious would not continue past its 4th season,
it was a shock, right?
It wasn't disappointment. It was confusion, and from the outside, nothing appeared broken. Nickelodeon's official explanation was that the show had simply run its course. They claimed they preferred shorter series and wanted to avoid the cast aging into their target demographic. But fans immediately noticed something strange. If the show was planned, why didn't the show feel finished? Why was there no sense of closure? The lack of proper finale made it feel less like a creative decision and more like a quiet exit. And that's where speculation truly began. Around the same time Victorious was slowing down, Ariana Grande's career was accelerating rapidly. Her music was gaining mainstream attention, and her image was expanding beyond Nickelodeon. Ariana's recording music, performing live, and building a fan base that extended outside of the network. The shift naturally complicated scheduling and long-term planning. Instead of restructuring Victorious to accommodate this growth, Nickelodeon chose to go a different route. They began developing a new show, and that show was Sam and Cat.
That shit was
a
ass.
crossover between Victorious and iCarly.
It just felt like I hate little like cash grabs where you could tell like, here's a popular character from this show in this show. Y'all wanted to see, you know, everybody wants to see their favorite characters interact with each other from different shows. Here, like, no, it's not the same.
Valentine and Sam Puckett. On paper, it seemed like a guaranteed success. Behind the scenes, this decision changed everything. Developing a spin-off required time, money, promotion, and focus.
They thought it was going to work. All of which
come at expense of the original show. As Sam and Cat moved forward, Victorious stalled. Episodes stopped being produced, and plans for future seasons quietly dissolved. This led to one of the biggest misconceptions surrounding the show's ending, that Ariana Grande somehow caused Victorious to be cancelled. In reality, there is no evidence that Ariana ended the show. The decision came from Nickelodeon choosing to invest in a spin-off instead of continuing an ensemble series. The network followed opportunity, not loyalty.
Leave it to a writing
crew Victorious
to fuck
was left
everything
behind.
up.
Another rumor that gained traction over the years focused on Victoria Justice. Some claimed she was difficult to work with or didn't want the rest of the cast to shine.
Okay.
But those claims didn't hold up.
Wasn't that her whole thing, let niggas shine? Or was it let it shine? I don't know.
Members have denied them.
What do you
Victoria
mean?
herself stated she wanted the show to continue. The truth is simpler. Nickelodeon controlled branding, music releases, and creative direction.
Niggas heard that interview where she was like, all week and all thing. They started hating her and was like, yeah, this is the reason, because the bitch can't ever give credit.
The choices people blamed on individual were network decisions.
The whole point of the show is that everybody can sing.
Bully and that I was mean to her, which couldn't be further from the truth. Like, sure, we have had like our differences, but at the end of the day, like everyone in the cast of Victorious was a family, and I love and respect all of them and wish all of them well, no matter what.
Yeah.
And it was just this ongoing thing, and then people were blaming me, saying that I was selfish for going on tour and that I was the reason why Victorious was canceled, which first of all couldn't be further from the truth, because I am not a Nickelodeon executive. I have absolutely no power over whether or not the show continued on.
As time passed, Victorious also became
understood if you were saying it about Ariana Grande of like, okay, well, yeah, it was too much. Victoria Justice. That's no disrespect.
Broader
I'm just saying, don't do too much.
Conversation.
I'm gonna stop pausing.
About its creator, Dan Schneider. He was responsible for many of Nickelodeon's biggest hits. But years later, former child actors began speaking out about uncomfortable work environments and inappropriate behavior. While these issues were not publicly addressed when Victorious ended, they have since reshaped how people view the show in this era. Looking back, it's impossible to separate Victorious entirely from that context. It adds a layer of discomfort to what was once seen as a harmless entertainment.
Nickelodeon is the reason why I dislike Feet so much. Growing up, I knew in my heart of hearts, I couldn't explain it, but I knew in my heart of hearts that shit is so weird. And like, now, like, it's a very weird topic for me, and I don't like it. You know what I mean?
Still, none of those revelations directly ended the show at the time. Victorious didn't collapse. It was quietly set aside. When all the pieces are placed in order, the story becomes clearer. A successful show, a rising star, a tempting spinoff, and a network ready to move on. Victorious wasn't canceled because people stopped watching. It wasn't canceled because of cast drama.
Also, the argument that it was Ariana Grande as if the spinoff isn't Sam and Cat is stupid.
And it wasn't canceled because it failed.
Let's be honest.
It ended because Nickelodeon chose a different direction. And it didn't give the original show the ending it deserved. That unfinished feeling is why fans still talk about it today, why clips go viral, and why debates resurface years later. Because Victorious didn't get a goodbye, and sometimes the shows that end without closure are the ones we remember the most.
Man.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe if you feel like it.
Got it all done in what? 8 minutes, 9 minutes? I love that. Yeah, I feel like that's some hating ass shit. Trying to blame exactly that too. Wait a minute. Bitch, this is her show. Why would she want her show to end? Why would she compromise her show? It is called Victorious because they were trying to make her the Hannah Montana of like the industry. It was like, you know, obviously it ended up being Ariana, but that wasn't their intention. Or else they would have called it fucking, or I don't know. They would have made her Victorious. I don't know. But Catorious. It's not Catorious, is it? No. Y'all aren't supposed to be on the screen with me. Hold on, wait. That's the video.